Olá, tudo bem? Today we're going to talk about something very important for you to start forming sentences in the Portuguese language, which is the order of the words in a sentence. Yes, and also we're going to talk about the form of the verbs for you to express yourself and talk to somebody. Are you ready? Bem-vindos de volta. Welcome back. So, the Portuguese language is very easy, guys. What we have to think about is that when we form a sentence, we have to talk about a person, that is the subject, and this person does an action, and the action is the verb, and we have a complement. This complement refers to the verb or refers to the subject. What are you talking about, Marcio? Check this sentence. Maria beija João. Maria is the person, the subject. Beija is the verb to kiss, beijar. João is the object, is the complement. Now let's think about a sentence that is bigger. Eu dou o livro para você. I give the book to you. Okay? So what happens is, eu is the subject. Dou is the verb. It's an action. And o livro para você is the complement. So guys, this is very easy as I said. The order of the sentence has to be thought like that.
Ah, agora eu entendi! Agora eu saquei! Agora todas as peças se encaixaram!
Of course, you can change some aspects in relation to what the grammar says, because language is something that is very dynamic and the grammar is not dynamic. But if we follow the rules when we are learning a language, then we are going to have a great time and we are not going to be stressed out because the language is very simple. Now guys, we're going to talk about something very important, that is the conjugation of the verbs in the Portuguese language. The verbs have a very peculiar form for every person of the speech, for I, you, he, she, etc. They take a form for each one. However, in the Brazilian Portuguese spoken language, we only use 3 conjugations. How great is that? It's going to be amazing for you to learn. Okay? So, as we are talking about the conjugation of the verbs, we first have to think about the verb in the infinitive. It means that the verb is not conjugated. What is that, Marcio? Like this. In Portuguese, it's equal to Spanish. Look, let's give the 3 examples with the verb andar, correr, partir. As you can see, guys, the verbs in Portuguese, when they are not conjugated, they are in the infinitive form, are going to have 3 forms. Ar, ir, like in the Spanish, right? And then what you have to do is give a form to each of the persons of the speech. So for example, when I say eu and the verb andar, I say eu ando. It takes an O. And if I'm talking about you, você, I say você anda. And if I am talking about they, I say eles andam. So we have the 3 conjugations I talked about in the Brazilian oral Portuguese. Okay? So we have o, a, ando, anda, andam. Of course, there are other different forms, but if you remember that when I talk about I use o. When I talk about the singular, I use a. And when I talk about the plural, I use So you get all. The verbs ending in er go this way. Eu corro. The same as ando. It ends in o. Você corre. We changed the a for e. Remember? Andar, anda. Correr, corre. keeps the infinitive form except for the R, letter R. Eles correm. Eu corro, você corre, eles correm. And now with the verb partir. What we have is eu parto. Eu ando, eu corro, eu parto. So we get it all, guys. When the verb is talking about me, the first person of the singular, what I do is the letter O to the verb when it's irregular, right?
Isso.
Você parte. Você parte. With an E too. E eles partem. Alright? Do you get it? Very nice, guys. So there is no mystery to the language. There is, if you learn how to conjugate the verb, then you will learn how to speak, because the verbs make most of the sense. So what I'm going to give to you now is a challenge. Let's go together. I'm going to give you a verb and I want you to conjugate it in Portuguese. For eu, I, you, você, eles, they. Are you ready now? The verb is falar. Falar. Eu falo. Você fala. Eles falam. Eu falo, você fala, eles falam. Now let's make the sentence bigger. Eu falo português. I speak English. How's that? Eu falo inglês. Now let's change the person. Você. You speak Portuguese. Você fala português. Now English. Você fala inglês. And now let's change você for they, eles. Eles falam português. You see, it's very easy as I said. Now let's make the sentence a little longer. Eles falam português na escola. They speak Portuguese in the school. Eles falam português na escola. E você? Você fala português na escola ou você fala português em casa? Eu falo português na escola e falo português em casa. Eu falo português no YouTube. Okay? Did you get it? Very easy, I told you. It's subject, object, complement. Portuguese is very easy. EB Portuguese is here for you. The verb correr. Eu corro. Right? Now let's make this sentence a little bigger. Eu corro no parque. Do you understand what I mean? Eu corro no parque. E você? Você corre no parque?
Corre, Forrest, corre! Corre!
Sim. Eu corro no parque. Eles, eles correm no parque. If you haven't memorized that yet, guys, please go back a little in the video and listen to it again and speak again, okay? Then you're gonna memorize because it's easy.
Meep, meep.
And then we have something else. We have the verb partir. That means to leave. So the verb partir is equal to eu parto às 6 horas da manhã. I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. Eu parto às 6 horas da manhã. Você. Suppose that you are coming to Brazil. Você parte para o Brasil amanhã. Você parte para o Brasil tomorrow. You leave for Brazil tomorrow. Amanhã. Eles partem para o Japão no domingo. Eles partem para o Japão no domingo. They leave for Japan on Sunday. As I told you guys, EB Portuguese makes Portuguese easy for you to understand. This is one question that my students have, guys. And I always tell them what you have to memorize, guys, is O-A-on. O-A-on for the verbs in AR, ah. O-E-N for the verbs in E or ER. And O-E-M for the verbs in IR. Okay? When they are regular. And it's pretty much like that. Alright? This is that, guys. Now I would like to ask you to do something for us. That is, I would like to ask you to form a sentence. Any sentence that you have, take down a piece of paper and start writing the verbs that you know in Portuguese. And if you don't know many verbs, I'm gonna leave a list here for you. And then I want you to conjugate them and tell down here what you did and what sentences you wrote. Can you do that for us? Thanks a lot. If you liked this content, I would like to ask you to do something for us. Give us your like, leave your comment, and please share. Because Portuguese is easy, guys, and I am here to tell you how to speak this language.